If you have horses or ponies where you have to feed them half flakes or 2.5 flakes, for this guy, he's a big old thoroughbred. It can't be ridden on kind of an injured leg. And to keep him company, little Misty looks like a pony, but it's actually a miniature horse. But if you have to feed him half flakes, here's a tip for you. Let me close the door on the barn, feeding board door. Now you take your hay, you make sure the end with the knots are on the far side of the wall. They're leaning in, knots up top and away from you. And then you lean it toward you, and you reach over the back. You cut it right here below the knot, so that when you come over here and pull, you're not pulling the knot through all. You got the knot in your hand. You pull it out and you hang them up there until you put them together. And usually we have 3 bales, but today is 4. So you line all 4 of them up there with you. And then you take a Sawzall with a 12-inch pruning blade on it. Then you take the Sawzall, and right where the string was, just follow the string line all the way down to the ground, and then drag it out where it's hitting the floor. And you go along and you do the next one. Then you do the next one. And then you do the next one. And you set it aside and let the blade cool. Then you take this guy, there's enough room to turn it around and snuggle it over in the corner. Just leave it there. And you take this one after it's been cut down the middle. You can do them 1 bale at a time if you want. Cut that one and turn it. Cut this one and turn it. Cut this one and turn it. And cut that one and turn it. Or cut the fronts all at once, like I'll probably do. Depends on the blade. And after they're turned this way, they'll be tight to the wall, and there will be the knots toward you where you just, when you're ready, then you make the cuts. You do the second cuts before you take the strings off. And then if you want to go a bale at a time, you don't take the outer strings off until you're ready to use that bale. Or the way I set it up, I can do them all because they're in a place where they're not going to fall over. Just like if you cut one down in the open out, cut it down the middle out in the open, it'll fold out like cutting a banana down the middle. They just fall over, and because of the string and the pressure, they bow, and then they come all apart. So when I get through, I'll show you a picture how it tier steps as you feed them. You take some flake off at a time, and you start piling up at the end where you got them higher, and they pyramid down. And right in this spot will be the grain can. After I get them all turned, I put the grain can over there. That's going to keep them all tight to one another, to where they won't tip over. And I'll give you a shot of it after I've cut them.